Most people don't quit guitar because they can't do it. They quit because what they expected doesn't match what the process actually feels like. And when things start to get confusing, uncomfortable, things move really slow, you hit plateaus, people think something's wrong. That's what they assume, but listen, check this out. Nothing is wrong. All right, welcome to Mr. Elmore's Music Lab, podcast number 1. I told you we're going to do this if you're new here. Listen, go do your laundry, do your dishes. I know your sink's full right now, all right? Put your earbuds in. This is about talking shop. So, episode 1, we're going to talk about 5 brutal truths about learning guitar, not to discourage you, but to help you stick with it. Okay, and a real quick little background. I've played guitar pretty much my whole life. My mom's a musician. I've worked as a session guitar player. I've toured in bands. Music is my life. I love it, and I want you to fall in love with the process of creating music too. And guitar, that's my main lane. All right, let's go right into it. So let's have some fun here. Truth number 1. And if you're watching this on the channel and you want to drop a comment, please do so. I love interacting with you guys. If not, keep listening, get that laundry done. All right. So the first brutal truth is this. It's that talent is overrated, okay? So most players who seem to advance quickly are more gifted. They're just following a clear system. So you need talent, but I think what you do with talent is you really cultivate it, right? So how do we do that? Well, really, it's just by showing up. Just like you're listening to me on this podcast, if I don't show up and start doing it, then it's not going to happen. All right? So you have to show up. You have to understand that guitar is a series of tiny steps over a long period of time, right? It isn't learned in giant leaps. It's built on small, I don't want to use the word boring, but parts of it, let's be honest, can be boring, repeatable layers. It's all about repetition. Just like going to the gym, you don't show up day one and you have the strength you have if you've been working out consistently for 5 months or 3 weeks. It's all building that foundation that helps you keep building your system, okay? So your talent is going to be cultivated through the work that you put into the instrument. So when you stack the right layers in the right order, progress becomes more predictable, right? And when I grab a guitar, my guitars are all on the wall. They're all racked up on the walls. I can grab them. They're all hanging, I should say. So I can walk over, I can grab my guitar at any point, and I can just put in the work. And I think as human beings, we should always be wanting to get better at life and our craft. All right, so don't ever say to yourself, I don't have the talent. It really kind of bugs me when I hear people say, oh, I don't have musical talent. You do. You just have to put in the reps and cultivate it. You have to have passion, drive. So that's truth number 1. And again, if you're on the channel and you want to drop a comment, come on over, drop a comment. Keep getting those dishes done. All right, number 2. This one's more about, this is like a specific area, so guitar chords. So for those of you that do play the guitar, or even if you don't, you always learn a certain handful of open guitar chords. It's kind of like Guitar 101. So chords alone, in my opinion, will stall you. So what I mean by this is, when I talk about the open chords, a lot of players will learn these open chords and then they get stuck playing those same chords for years. And then they wonder why they're not progressing. They wonder why they're bored and why they're starting. And that's why a lot of them quit. But remember too, like music is a constant evolution. Just like I said in, truth number 1 about talent being overrated. You have to just keep showing up and putting in the reps. So you have to dig deeper. A lot of people just stop at surface layer. And then what happens is you hit a wall after 6 months or a year. You think you've peaked, but you haven't, okay? So every time you pick up an instrument, or really for any skill set you do in life, you have to go below the surface. So whatever you're doing is the tip of your iceberg. You have to go below the surface, dig a little deeper. And real progress comes from learning how things connect across the guitar neck, not just memorizing shapes. Now, it's great memorizing shapes, but when you're learning how things connect across the guitar neck, then you're building a system. You're building movement. You're learning how to flow with your instrument. So don't just get stuck on guitar chords. That's kind of a brutal truth. A lot of players do. I don't want that to be you. So just dig a little bit deeper. Of course, those are always going to be home where you're going to loop back to. They're like a foundation that you're always going to use them. But then you have that big word musicality. That's you as a musician, you as an artist, your creativity. Okay, let's go into truth number 3. Now, this one is kind of one I think about. You have to embrace the pain, right? This one matters more than most people realize, because tell me what you think of this. Either just send me a thought telepathically or drop a comment. But people don't know how to embrace the journey, right? I think our society, because everything flies at us instantly, it's at our fingertips, we don't realize that you have to embrace the pain or the beauty of the journey, right? Your fingers are going to hurt. Your brain's going to feel confused. Progress is going to feel slower than you want. But you know what? That's part of the beautiful thing about learning an instrument. And one of the coolest things about me is when I see somebody who's accomplished at their craft or their instrument or guitar, I really respect that because I know they put in the reps. They put in the time. They put in the pain. They embrace the pain. All right? So that discomfort, that frustration, anger, whatever you want to call it, that is just a part of the process, right? That's just a part of getting great at what you do. And never, I don't want you to ever settle for wherever you are. I always want you to keep pushing yourself to the next level. Okay, because most people quit right here. As soon as they feel some pain, they just quit. Frustration, they quit. And the sad part to me is that it's not because they can't do it, but it's because they think something's gone wrong. And really the only thing that's gone wrong is somewhere in the beginning part of their journey, they didn't embrace the pain. All right. So truth number 3, you have to embrace the pain. Feel the hurt. All right, let's go to number 4. Truth number 4. Practice time isn't the problem. So the 4th brutal truth is that that's not really the problem. A lot of people practice more than they think, but the biggest thing they do is they don't practice with intention. So if you've been playing a while, or even if you have not, you guys know that term noodling on the guitar, which just means when you pick it up and you play aimlessly. And hey, I'm not going to knock you picking up the guitar and doing that as opposed to doing nothing. But if you don't pick up the guitar every single time and have some intention behind your practice, then you're doing yourself a real disservice. So it's not the time, it's the effort within that time. So that's why you've got to create a system for yourself that's repeatable, that you can keep building off of. And I know you're just listening to this, but if you've ever been on this channel, that's one thing I'm always talking about, is creating a system for yourself from day one, because you need that to keep making those progressions. Put in the reps, you're going to progress. Have 10 focused minutes of practice is a lot better than an hour of unfocused playing. Because at the end of the day, every time you put down the guitar, you're done, or whatever your instrument is, you want to have something you didn't have before, which is really what you want when you're trying to learn something new. You want something of value. Give yourself value by being intentional with your practice time, okay? Because clarity, it always beats duration. It just does. So be very clear, focused, create your system, keep it simple, and build off of that. Your system doesn't have to be some deep, highly structured thing. It can be simple, but build off of that, and time will take you where you need to go because you're focused. All right, let's go into number 5 and we'll wrap this up. This one's kind of a fun one. I've seen this a lot. So gear's not going to save you, all right? A lot of people think, oh, I need this guitar, or I need that instrument, or I need this new guitar pedal, or if I just get this, I'll be a better player. The truth is, the gear's not going to save you, okay? New guitars can inspire you, but they're not going to create an understanding. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that having great gear is not a good thing, because it is. At the end of the day, if your tone sounds better, if you're playing electric, or if your acoustic sounds better, or it's easier to play, of course that's going to inspire you to play more. So, but what I'm saying is, don't grab material things thinking that is the solution to you becoming a better guitar player, a better musician. So you need simple steps that actually reveal your gaps faster, and that is a good thing, right? So the gear is fun. And listen, I've got a new guitar coming in a couple days. So the gear acquisition syndrome, AKA known as gas, never ends. But skill is always going to beat signal chain. Listen, you could take your heroes on guitar and I could stick them on the crappiest instrument with high action and it doesn't stay in tune very well, but I guarantee you, because of their system they had and the time they put in, and because of their musicality, you ever hear that term, oh, it's coming from their fingers. You can play John Mayer's guitar, but you're not going to sound like John Mayer unless you have that. That's kind of what that means. It's just you need to cultivate your you on the instrument. Okay, so to close this out, here's the good news. If you understand some of these truths, guitar stops being an enigma. It's not mysterious anymore, okay? Progress becomes something you can plan for. You're not going to hope for progress. You're going to plan for it by embracing that pain, by developing a system, by just pushing through, because I want to promise you, I guarantee you, there is no better feeling in the world when you start to progress. That is excitement. That is fun, okay? So build those systems, embrace the discomfort, trust the process, grab some new gear here and there. Don't break the bank. Hopefully you got your laundry and your dishes done or made dinner. Go binge watch your Netflix shows. Maybe listen to this while you're laying in bed. But if this helped you, definitely subscribe if you're here. I'll be breaking these ideas down into more practical systems in upcoming episodes. This is episode 1, and we are just getting started. I will see you in the next episode. Peace.